What's going on, guys? It's Mikey Blends back bringing you another video on the low drop fade in-depth tutorial. I wanted to take the time and tell you guys how much I appreciate the support that I've been getting on the recent video. One of my videos got like 50k views. Also, thank you for 500 subscribers. As we check right now, I got 620. Bro, that's crazy. I never imagined I would get to 620 this quick. I want to thank you guys for supporting and keeping me motivated to keep doing videos and tutorials. As we get into this video, here is the before. And here are the after results. Just look at that low drop fade. Perfect. Let's get into this tutorial. The first thing I like doing is placing my bald guideline right here with my babyless trimmers. I'll be setting in that guideline right where the ear is at and curve it as we get to the ear. As you can see, I'm using the corner of my trimmers to set in that drop, but also make sure not to apply a lot of pressure because you can irritate the skin. As you're done setting in that curvature, make sure just to bring it all the way down. As you get to the back, make sure you start curving it again to add that drop effect. Right here you can see that I set in that curvature nice and perfect, and I started bringing it down to the bottom. As you can see right here at the bottom, I set in another curve. After setting in that guideline, now let's clean all the hair that we left. A thing I like to do is to go over the area once more to make sure everything is nice and even. Now, after making sure everything is nice and even, we'll be going in with our foil shavers here and setting in our bald guideline, which will leave it to the skin. Using the foil shaver, I like leaving a finger length guideline. As you can see right here, I left the finger length guideline as I use my finger as a reference. As we get behind the ear, it can be a little bit tricky, so make sure to pull down that ear and use the corners of your foil shavers to set in that guideline. After setting in that guideline, now it's time to fade it out. Right here, we'll just be flicking or using the corners of our trimmers to get that guideline out. Again, when you get behind the ear, just pull it down and tap it and get that guideline out. Finally, after setting in that bond line, now it's time to use the no guard lever open. Right here, I'm showing you guys that we're also going to be doing a design, so stay tuned for this video. We're still doing that design. Now we'll be using our no guard lever open. As we get behind the ear, make sure to pull it down just so you could have the space to set in that guideline. As we get to that drop portion, I like using just the corners of my clipper. As here, you could tell that I'm just using the corners of my clipper. As for the back as well, where it curves, we're also going to be using the corners of our clippers to make sure we get that nice and even guideline. Now after we were done setting in that gun line, now it's time to use the no guard lever closed to attack that gun line. Make sure just to get that gun line and not push it all the way up. Now switching to the lever halfway open, we'll start blending everything together. Make sure to use that corner to your advantage and blend everything together nicely. If you find yourself having a difficult time blending any part of it, just make sure to close that lever slowly or open it, as in other words, just lever play until you get that dark spot out. Our next step will be setting in our number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, following the same guideline we have set in. In a flick out motion, set in that guideline. As you use the number 1 guard, set in that guideline following the guideline that you have set prior to maintain the drop fade effect. After setting in that number 1 guard all around, now it's time to use the half guard with the lever halfway open to blend out that number 1 guard. In a flick out motion, using the corners of our clippers here, we're going to be removing that number 1 guard guideline. After blending out that number 1 guard, now it's time to use the number 1 half guard with the lever all the way open, following that same guideline that we had set in. Once again, in a flick out motion, using the 1.5 guard, set in that guideline. Now it's time to remove that guideline we set in with the 1.5 guard. Now we'll be using the 1 guard with the lever halfway open, flicking out to get rid of that guideline. Make sure to always brush the hair down to get a nice clean guideline. Now it will be the debulking process. The debulking process will be to get rid of all this lengthy hair right here, and we'll be blending everything together. Using our number 3 guard with the lever all the way closed in a flick out motion, you want to make sure you're flicking out because you don't want to set in the new guideline. As you heavily flick out, make sure you go around the whole head. Now using the number 2 guard with the lever all the way open, we'll be blending out that number 3 guard. Make sure to flick out using number 2 guard as well. Now for this upcoming step, you want to make sure everything is nicely combed down. So here you see me combing everything down. After you comb everything down, we'll be doing shear work, which was shear over comb. Right here you'll see me just grab the whole bulk and just shear it out. What the shear does is that it thins out all the hair, so it debulks it really easily. Right here I zoom in, and as you can tell, I'm just grabbing all the bulk and shearing it all out. Now it's time to hit in the design. I'll be setting it in a curvature like shape. I first like to start by where the eyebrow is at, and then using the corners of the trimmer, bring it all the way back. Now to do the scratch, I like placing down the trimmer and just bringing one side down a little bit, and you should be able to do the scratch that easy. Now to make that design pop out more, we'll be adding some shaving gel to hit it with our straight razor. Make sure to apply that shaving gel all around. Now the trick to apply a really nice design is by using the corners of our straight razor. Also make sure to pull that skin tight so you do not scratch or nick the client. Using the corners of our straight razor allows us to have full control over the razor and not razor out any hairs we don't need to. Now for the scratch, again using the corners of our razor here, we're going to be doing this side a little bit more thicker and thinner in the bottom. And there you have it, a nice, clean, simple design. Now it's time to do that lineup. The way I like starting my lineups is from starting from the middle, taking it to one side, and then the other. As you line up, make sure you have a nice and steady hand. Now after lining up the front, now it's time to move on to the side and set in that hook using the corners of our trimmers here. We are also going to set in the wall to finish up the lineup. Just touching up that lineup now, we'll be using our trimmers here just to touch it up and make it more clean. Now for the other side, we will rinse and repeat. Using the corners of our trimmers, we'll set in that hook and then clean up and get the wall done too. Now to texturize the hair, we'll be doing the styling process. Here we damp the hair a little bit and just comb it all down. Now using the borderline styling powder here, we'll be applying it all around evenly all over the head. Now after applying it, we'll be styling it and rubbing it in to the hair. Using your 3 fingers in a circular motion to texturize your hair. Now to finish the look, using our borderline seesaw spray here, we'll be spraying it all over the head. It also leaves a nice coconut smell and shine finish. Rubbing it in just a little bit more to get that final look. If you'd like to shop these products for yourself or your clients, they're all available in the description. An extra step you could do just to get that perfect texture with the blow dryer on low heat, you could just texturize it and freeze your hair all in place. And look at those results, man. Come on, a nice crop finish to it. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys if you guys made it this far. Thank you guys once again for supporting me and watching throughout the whole video. Here's the other side of the drop fade. This has been Mikey Blends with another tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you guys helped you. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for my next upload. Thank you guys. This has been Mikey Blends, and I'm out.